Yo, Brad, how's it going, man? Good seeing you.
Yeah, it's good seeing you too, man.
It
I
feels like it's been a while, even though it's only been a week.
I think the thing is, and it's like I think you said it last week or one of the last episodes, the chat has been really like low key.
Yeah.
And I think like
Yeah.
you've been super busy. Like I'm
Yeah.
talking about our group kind of chat thing. So
Yep.
I think like we're not connecting as much on that. So then it
I
almost
miss you,
feels
bro.
like, oh my god, too funny.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, but you're totally
Um,
right, man. Like, yeah, I have no clue what you've been up to most of the time. Like I think we chatted like
Right.
once in the last week, maybe twice.
Mhm.
Just like quick, short
Yeah.
updates. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
been,
and I think too, like for me, on my end too, like there's just been, with like my daughter back to school and stuff, like there's more things kind of going on,
Yeah.
helping her out with stuff or kind of
Yep, yep.
school related kind of things going on. So it's just been super crazy. But dude, I gotta tell you, so last night, this is gonna be my like geek out kind of moment of this like new kind of thing that I've been doing over the past, I don't know, I'll say year or 2 years. So like we're thinking about renovating this office space. So we've got kind of an idea with some like cool like wooden shelving and just kind of like
some
just make it
YouTube
look
lighting
real
in the
nice.
background for the show.
Oh yeah, we're going like all out. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Dude, I would make fun of you so bad if you did that.
I make fun of myself.
Like the colored lighting in the
Oh,
background.
good.
It's like, what are we all in a
Uh-huh.
like, does every YouTuber need that? So, I mean, listen,
It's
whatever
so
if you want to
bad.
do that, but it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. Anyway.
It's too
ahead.
much. Yeah, it's too studio produced or whatever. But
Yeah.
so anyway, so my new kind of like hobby or thing that I've been doing, or kind of the theme, like obviously it's gonna feel more bird themed and everything else, but I've been going around collecting like these unique like bird related pieces, like carvings or different. Like I've got one actually right here that's just like a chickadee that's coming out
Oh,
of this
nice.
like nest hole and stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's
anyway,
pretty cool.
So it is really cool, yeah. So I'm like been looking for unique ones, not these.
I thought
like
you were going to say you
mass-produced
started
kind of
whittling.
stuff.
You're like making them yourself.
Actually, I would actually like to do that.
I
Maybe
feel
when
like
I'm
you would. Yeah.
70 or 80 or something,
Yeah.
probably. But so anyway, so we go to this. It's like a marketplace thing where they have like it's in a stadium. They do it every year. It's Christmas related, so it's all these vendors that come in. They have all this kind of different stuff.
Yeah.
So my wife always loves going there. So I'm like, hey, let's go. Brought the family, even brought my parents and whatever. Anyway, so we're going around there for like an hour, hour and a half. We're just cluing up, and there's like some vendors up on this like top level. So like, okay, we'll hit the top level, and then once we're done the end of that, we'll just head out. Dude, just as we're coming down, I'm like, uh-oh, this is gonna be bad. There was a dude there. He was somewhere from Europe.
Okay.
He was like 83 years old. He had his daughter there, probably around our age, somewhere around there. Anyways, he had the coolest carvings. So like he had very minimalistic ones that were just more like the shape and just like, the nice bills. So he had like greater yellow legs there. He had a Dunlin.
Oh, okay.
The Dunlin was actually painted, so it looked
Nice.
like almost like a juvie kind of plumage. The other one was more wood-like. But then he had this one that was a greater yellow legs. Dude, the detail on this, like every
Wow.
feather was like literally raised off it. He won awards on it. Anyways, I ended up getting two. Or Janelle and I bought it for Christmas. So I got the
So you're
Dunlin
broke
and
now.
I got one of the greater yellow legs. Well, actually, and this is the thing, they weren't that expensive.
No kidding. I would have
Like,
thought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were like, now, depending, I guess, like what people's definition of expensive. Anyways, both of them were like $80 each.
Oh,
Now
yeah, for sure. That's cheap.
The greater yellow leg, the detail on everything, this thing was like $2,300 or something crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
But
expecting.
worth it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but kind of worth it.
Absolutely.
But it makes you realize, like, just like photography, there's so many levels to this game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like when you see that, you're like, how is this possible? Like,
Yeah.
there's like even Janelle looked at him and she's like, there's no way you made that. And he's like, yeah, I did. Right?
Oh,
Like,
that's lovely.
Yeah, I spent hours.
Nice,
like,
Janelle.
You know what I mean? Oh, it's just wild though. Like to see.
She was like,
you
pointed at it and goes, AI.
right? Yeah, exactly.
Robot did
Yeah.
it.
So, anyways, I nerded out last night, chatted up with him, and he was
Oh,
explaining
cool.
the process and going through. But I was like, oh, I got to get a couple pieces because I'm like, just unique. Like you're not going to see
That's
this
super
stuff
cool.
anywhere else. Like even if you tried to make the Dunlin again, it's going to be slightly different. There's no way it's not mass produced, right? So
it's always
yeah, I thought it was
so
really neat.
fascinating to see somebody at the height of whatever it is they do. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like just
yep.
really skilled. Like I remember, and I want to get back to it again. I haven't done it in a long time, but every time I would go into a climbing gym, if there was somebody there that was really good, I would just sit back in awe and just be like, this is incredible. Just like how skilled they are. And then somebody doing something like that, that is so skilled and just like at the top of the level of whatever it is just incredible. And it's the same thing within our photography community. You know what I mean? There's just certain people that stand out and you're like, damn.
You know, and I think there's like you can always take away like key points just by like glancing at it in a moment's notice. Like even with that, like you're saying with the rock climbing thing, like right off the bat, this person didn't just walk in the gym and start rock climbing, right?
Yeah, no,
like
it's a dedication.
This person spent hours and hours. Yeah, and then just go back to photography. It's like get out there, hours in the field, failure, trying. Like even this guy, like with the carving, he's like, you know, you get halfway through, you make one little like extra push too hard or damages, like chuck it in the garbage, start over, like hours and hours again, right? Like,
no thanks.
So it's really neat. It was really cool to
at least we can hit undo
with him and see all that. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, exactly.
The editing process,
or clone brush.
Exactly. Yeah, or just you know fire off 5,000 photos in you know an hour and a half.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Neat. Pretty
nice,
cool.
man.
Yeah, it was fun.
Dude, I was just I'm gonna have to like sit real still. I was just out doing a bike ride here at this place. I'm in Georgia, right on the Alabama border, and I just went out and did this ride, dude. The trails were like just perfect. I've been here once or twice before actually, and wanted to stop by again because I remember them being good. And they're like right at my skill level, like challenging me, but it doesn't feel like dangerous, like I'm terrified or anything. I'm coming down this one trail. It's like, you know, all these rocks and I'm loving it. I'm like, this is great. Got a smile on my face and feeling good. And then I hit like a smoother section. Then all of a sudden, like in the smoother section, I'm just like, oh, I feel a little tweak in the back. And then it's just like worse. And I'm like, I can barely move right now. Like it just, even sitting down is just like pain. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Like I was doing great. Like all the craziness, it was fine. You know what? I thought of that at first and I was like, you know what it is? It's just lack of doing it. I think is actually what it is. I haven't been like consistent. You know what I mean?
And not only that, like you've probably been sitting in front of your laptop way more lately. So I find I find days that if I can't get out for like a run, like if I don't do my consistent week thing, if like you know it's been raining a bunch, I spend multiple days. Yeah, if I go to do any type of exercise, I'm a bit more tweaky, or I got to be a bit more careful. And yeah, so even for you now, moving forward for the next couple of days, you're gonna have to watch like just picking up a pencil. It was just so annoying. Like, I'm just like, come on. And I had ridden for like an hour and a half, and this happened in like the last 10 minutes. I'm like, what the hell? Like I already like loosened my body up and everything. I started on easier trails and went to the harder thing. I'm just like, ugh, it's so annoying. Yeah. It is. Yeah, for sure.
But dude, I am like, I've recorded 99% of the course. I have one video left I have to record, which is like the intro of the whole thing for this Photoshop course. And I wanted to do that at the end so I could, you know, have an exact idea of what was in the course, what I ended up putting in it. Because, you know, I made an outline, but I kind of modified it as I was going through. And then I also figured I might want to like pull some of the videos in from the final, like in that intro, just to show like what's going to come up in the course and stuff like that. So I knew that was going to be the last one I wanted to record. So that's all I have left to record. And then I have about, I don't know, like 10 or 12 of them left to just finish editing now. So it was like, it's done. Yeah, it feels so good, pretty much.
Finally,
like
right?
It's just
at
like
the
right
home
at the
stretch.
End. Yep, totally.
Mm-hmm.
But dude,
nice. That's awesome.
Hilton Head Island was like giving me signs of like to get the hell out of there. It was.
Oh, really?
Dude, it was bizarre, man.
Why?
Like the last week has been really, really weird. Well, number one, with this course,
really?
This is my third time recording a course, right? Actually, fourth, right? Because originally I did a Photoshop and a Lightroom one, and then I redid my Lightroom one, and now this is me redoing this Photoshop one. I have never had so many problems, dude. Just random shit going wrong.
Yeah, you've been saying,
It's like it's cursed. It's so freaking bizarre. Because like I usually have this technical stuff kind of down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, what is going on? You know, like, dude, the last video I recorded, right? I'm like, I set everything up. I know it's gonna be the last one. I record it, finish up, and you know, say like a nice like outro kind of thing and everything. I'm like, I'm all in my head. I'm like, yep, and that's the last one.
Yeah.
And then I go to hit stop record, and guess what it said? Start record.
Are you serious again?
Yeah, I did it again.
No.
I did it again. The last effing video, I didn't hit record.
Are you serious?
And then maybe 4 or 5 videos before that, my phone like storaged up, like filled up from all these videos I'm recording on it. I've been deleting them as I go, but they haven't been like trashed. They're just sitting in like the temp trash. Yeah. So I filled up my phone. Well, I didn't realize I go to stop on that one day on one video, and it's like phone storage full. I'm like, dude, it's just been like one thing after another, and then so Emily and I got into the marsh, her old marsh where she used to live, which is what you're saying, some of these photos here, right? And you know, I'll tell a little bit more about that. But we go out one day, have a decent time. We go out the second day, and it's just like, dude, sometimes just people are a-holes, man. People are a-holes, right? So she's out in the more open area. The second day, took the housing in, and I'm like laying over in this one spot with about 50 millimeter in the housing, just waiting for the light to come up and seeing if birds are going to come near me, because it was like the only spot deep enough to use it. So I'm kind of like off to the side, hidden. All of a sudden I hear somebody come out. Emily just goes, "Hey, good morning." You know, she's just super polite as always. And he goes, "Good morning." He's like, "I'm not really happy that you're in my backyard with a camera." And she's like, "Well, I'm just photographing the birds." He's like, "Well, you know, you're here with the camera, and I have like, you know, my kids are here in this house." And she's like, "Yep, I'm just photographing the birds." He's like, "Yeah, but you're in my backyard." And so at this point, I'm like, because she's being super polite, and I just yell out, I'm like, "We're not in your backyard. We're in a public waterway. It's not your backyard." He's like, "Well, it is. It's a protected marsh. There's a sign over there that says a protected marsh." Completely made up, completely fabricated, right? Like, not at all. No sign there, because it's not. And then, you know, the worst thing is like the guy was just being an a-hole, right? And completely wrong. That's the other thing, like completely wrong. So he's talking about it's his backyard, and it's like, no, dude, your property line ends where the water starts. We know that because her family used to own a house there, and that's how it works.
That's right.
And she has a friend that works for like that kind of department in the city there, right? Who we were talking to and telling the story, and she immediately was like, "No, their property line ends like right there," you know, like she knew right away, right? So number one, that's that. And then number two, he's going off about this protected marsh, and like then he's like, I can call the security and get them involved. And I was ready. I was ready to be like, "Let's go, bro. Let's go. Bring it on," because I know we're totally in the right. But Emily was just like, she was just like done. It like ruined the morning for her, because she was just like, this is like this special place. She's never had an issue there, right? And it just like ruined it. She was just like, "No, let's go." And I'm like, all right. So of course, like I get up, she starts walking away, and the guy goes in, and as soon as I come over, like he won't come out. I'm standing there because I wanted to talk to him. I just wanted to be like, "Yo, listen, man, like this is public spot, like we're, you know." And then he won't come out. Like he's happy to give her a bunch of shit, right? Of but then as soon as I roll up, now where's he? You know, like hiding in his house.
Where is he at? Yeah. Wow.
And listen, it's not like I'm some big scary person, right? Like I'm not like
no. But
but the whole, you know, he's happy to talk down at a woman, but then as soon as there's a guy there, it like changes, right?
It disappears.
And I'm like waving. I'm like, come on out, right? And just nothing. Won't even like come outside now. So the other thing is, we had permission to be there because you have to get a pass to get in unless you live there. So we got a pass called in from other friends that live there that Emily knows. And so that's how we were in there. But also, here's the best part. You ready, Brad? You don't even need that, right? It's a private community, but this waterway all connects to public water. So if you really wanted to, you could paddle your way up in a
just
kayak
walk in through water
and come right in through the water and stand in the guy's backyard and flip him the finger, right? Like, and there's nothing he could do about it because it's public space. Yeah. So anyway, Emily was just like done with it. We walked back to the car. And then as we're just getting in the car there, this truck pulls up. And at that point, I figure it's a guy, and I'm ready, dude. I'm like, here we go. Like, let's go, bro. You know, I'm like, because I'm fired up, man. And then he puts his window down, right? And he goes, "Are you Ray?" And I'm like, that threw me off. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, and is that, and he's all, right, is that Miss Emily? He calls her, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, man. I'm the owner of that house that he was in was his parents. He goes, I'm the son of so-and-so. I didn't realize who you guys were. And, you know, I'm sorry. Like, you guys can just do whatever you want. Like, I just didn't know who you were. And then Emily just goes, she's like, yeah, well, you ruined my morning, you know? And then I was just like, I think I was just being polite, right? I was just like, all right, well, I appreciate you coming over, you know, but like, it's just so you know, it's like a public waterway. And he's like, well, not really. He's like, you know, I wouldn't say anything, but if it's, you know, if it was somebody else, like, just so you know, it's a protected marsh and somebody else could say something. And I'm like, this close to like fighting. I was like, you know what, Ray? What's the point? Yeah. Just let it go. Because he's wrong. He's like flat out wrong. And it's just like, it just aggravates me so much when people are just making stuff up and don't know what they're talking about. And then just being like an a-hole. And then he goes, you ready? He's like, well, you know how it is with like perverts. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what, are you insane? In the marsh in your backyard? Like, that's what perverts always do.
Well, they're going to go through that effort. Yeah, exactly.
Like, what, dude, like
just
you're just
buy expensive gear and sit in a marsh.
Making stuff up just so he can be right. Yeah. And like, he just wouldn't, he said kind of sorry, but he still had to be like, oh, but this is my point. You know what I mean?
But this, yeah.
And dude, like, it took everything not to like let this guy have it, right? But it was just like Emily said, it's not worth it.
So frustrating.
And then 2 days later, so we've been staying at her aunt's house every night with the van, and there was a park right around the corner from her house that had like a nice little forest spot view, right? Empty all the time. So it's just like a big parking lot. There's like baseball fields, and there's actually mountain biking trails there that I've ridden plenty of times in the past. That's usually why I've gone to that park. So, and that's how I knew about it. So I was like, you know what? It's like 2 minutes away. I'll just go over there, and that's where I'll record my course. So there's like a nice view out the window, you know what I mean? Instead of just like houses and cars and stuff. Dude, I must have been there 5-6 days recording, right? And then all of a sudden this one morning, I get a knock on the door, and I figure like, it's going to be somebody just being like, what's going on? Like, because I've been there a lot, you know, and I was just going to figure I'll have to explain it, right? Nope. It's like the parks department or like somebody from like the local city government. He's like, yeah, man, you can't be here. Way. He's like, you can't park here. Somebody called it in. You've been here a lot. Have you been staying here? I'm like, nope, I have family here. I'm not staying here. I'm here during the open hours. He's like, yep, it's an RV. You can't be here. And I'm like,
really?
Dude, I just dropped my head. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, are you kidding me? And he's like, there's only one parking lot on the island you're allowed to be in. Dude, this thing, you've seen it. There's pickup trucks that are as long as this thing. And I was backed into a corner, absolutely not in the way of anything, like just minding my own business, you know? And it's just like some entitled a-hole was not happy that I was parking there, called it in, and then it's just like giving me shit. I'm like, dude, I never even set foot out of the van. I was just being quiet, just sitting there recording my course. It's like, I'm like, F this island. I'm out. I can't wait to leave.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand if like at some point you had like an occasion where someone tried to like park in the area and they couldn't because you were taking up space and like anything, any encounter like that.
Or if I was some big, huge RV actually in the way.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, not at all. Right? Not at all.
People just got to complain for the sake of complaining.
So it was just man, it was like, it's time to go. It's time to get out of here. There was just like all these signs, you know what I mean? And I was just like, man, it was just like so frustrating. And
that's too bad.
You know, we've been having like great experiences with people and connecting with others and everything. And then that kind of crap happens and you're just like, F humanity sometimes. It's just
remind you people suck. No.
Sometimes. But you know what? It isn't everybody.
I know.
I know it's not everybody, but man, when it is like over and over again like that, it's very, very disheartening and frustrating and just deflating, you know?
Well, and the thing is too, especially like you guys know the marsh, you know that area, like you're so connected with it and just like never had an experience and then just have someone come out just shooting their mouth with just BS information. You're just like, like Emma, you ruined the morning for you. Like it just ruined the whole thing. It almost taints it. You're like, I don't even want to go back tomorrow. Like that'd be like, if you could have went back, it'd be like, should we? Like, what's the point now? Like it just puts this weird vibe on it. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. And then the best, right at the end, the last thing he says, he's like, you can even park in our driveway. And we're like, oh,
yeah, of course.
Yeah. How about I park in your driveway and just drive right over your grass and ruin it? Like that's what I wanted to do.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
But you did manage like to shoot a little bit there.
We did, yeah. So yeah, I'll share. We went in the first morning and it was stunning, dude. Like this is what it was looking like. It was just that place is crazy.
Oh, man.
It's just crazy, like how glassy the water is all the time. And it was really cool. It was one of these like king tides or like new moon, right? So the tide's extremely high.
Yeah.
And we didn't check it at all. But when we showed up, look at me getting all artsy.
Nice.
I took the 51.2 in, by the way. So all these are shot with the 50 millimeter, pretty much wide open at f1.2. So everything wasn't too friendly. So I never got anything really close. But I was happy to have something wider when there was scenes like this. But as we were there, the tide was coming in, and it just kept getting higher, and it was like more water, like more than I've ever been in there before. So that was really cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so it just like pushed the birds into different places because there was a ton of birds there. We had 3 wood storks and this random spoonbill. Look how tiny the spoonbill looks next to the wood storks.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
a baby
funny.
Or something.
There's Emily sitting in the marsh,
What a spot.
Yeah, check this out, right? I'll play this video. So you can get an idea of what it looked like. And you can see a little bit of movement in the water. That's from us. As soon as we stopped moving, it was it's glass in there,
Glass.
It's just an amazing spot. And so for somebody to ruin it like that was definitely frustrating. But this was the morning that was not ruined, and we had a great time. So I just played around with the 50.
And just some interesting clouds. That's nice.
Yeah, the light was like really, really pretty. Nice diversity of birds in there. And it was a quick sunrise, There's Emily got a shot of me out there.
Pretty much clear.
Working with that, which was pretty cool. And then, grabbed a couple shots of her when the wood storks moved on. Might as well get some portraits in that beautiful light. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. So what was why the 50? Like what was...
I just wanted to play with it.
The lens you haven't used in there before?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, that was totally it. Haven't shot that lens in there, and I know there's potential for birds to come that close a lot of the times, but I think with the higher water, it just had everything a little bit more, just like slightly more distant, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely not the most ideal choice. Like something longer would have been great, although something longer, it would have been just like, just shoot more of the same stuff we've shot a million times. So, it is fun when you have a longer lens and you're just shooting the birds right there and you get great reflections and you can still get behavior, But I had fun with this guy. This guy perched up on a really cool snag. And so I played with like the marsh grasses in the foreground there. That's a tricolored heron.
Tricolored? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. That snag's real nice.
It was real nice. Yeah.
That's
and
cool
the sky
shape
had
to
some,
it.
Yeah. And so then this was the second day. It was the only shot I got before Mr. A-hole ruined everything. So I did go back in with the housing because we had so much water that day prior. So it was Saturday, we had the high water. So Sunday, I was like, well, it's probably going to happen again. No, of course not, right? I think the tide was going to be later. We didn't even check. Sometimes it does pay to actually research.
I don't know how you do that. Yeah. Oh, man. I would have that researched to death. Yeah.
But I found one spot that was deep enough. And so that's why I had laid up there. But I also realized like 50 millimeter, I think that's what I was at. Yeah, 50 millimeter. Is not quite wide enough. You just couldn't see much of anything under the water, And so I only included this just to show like it really wasn't working out that well. So I think I would have had to go with a wider lens in the housing.
Like 24 and then...
Yeah, like maybe even 35, 24, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So it is that clear that you can see right down through, I guess, because it is only just shallow water. So you're going to be able to see like...
Yeah, so on this day it was not, right? So this day the water wasn't running. So it's these pools get kind of trapped in there when the tide goes down, and there's usually water there, but it's like kind of stagnant. It's not moving much. And so if you walk in it, as soon as you step in it, it's just cloud of mud, right? And everything around you just kind of clouds up and gets gross. The day before, when there was actually tide and current running through, the water was crystal clear because it was like clean water getting filtered through, right?
Yeah,
exactly. So that we saw the conditions, and I'm like, oh, the housing would have been amazing, but I think it would have just been later, like an hour later the next day on this particular day. And I didn't get time because of the dude, and the light would have been a little bit harsher. So, yeah, that was kind of the extent of it, but yeah, it was nice.
I love stuff like that. Like, getting so intimate with a particular location to document and note those kind of like subtle changes, like you said, like because the current's coming in, it's making it cleaner. Okay, mental note, you know, next time there's a king tide and the water's coming in, I can use this. Like there's something about that for me, and I think, you know, like because where I don't do the traveling aspect, like that's what I love, kind of like, or I've realized that it's nice, like there are potentials in various locations that can elevate something or allow you to do something a little bit different because like conditions change or something like that. That's cool.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a beautiful morning. Got some nice shots. Was happy with it. And it's just great being in there. Like, it's so cool. It's such a fun way of shooting. I love being in the water like that, you know. And then the second day, it was so funny. Like we went in the first day, just our normal standard way, which is we just put like the wetsuit booties on, and then pants are just ready to get wet, and like a bathing suit bottom, you know. And then the second day, it was just like, I knew I was going to be laying down with the housing. So I was like, I'll just throw the dry suit on. And then it was the best. I'm like, why don't I just do this every time? You know, because you're just like, I was full on laying in it. And then when I get out, completely dry, completely clean. It's just like rinse the outside off, done. It's like super easy cleanup. It's so funny that
it's funny.
We don't even think to use it sometimes because we had kind of a standard way of working in that marsh, which was just to go in and get messy, you know? But yeah, sometimes you don't
I just wondered if it was the hassle of like getting into the dry suit and stuff like that.
No, it's really easy,
that would
actually.
deter it.
No, I mean, it takes no time. It's actually pretty straightforward.
You have the zip in the front?
It zips like it is. It's like an angle through all the way across the front. So yeah, but yeah, you just step in it and zip the thing up, and like it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's a little. You got to put your head through like the head neck gasket and stuff like that. But when you're not all bulked up with a lot of layers, it's super easy to get in now. It takes no time, you know. And then you're just it's cool. You're laying in that nasty mud and everything. You get out, and you're like, totally clean. I don't stink. I'm not a mess. You know,
good to go.
Good to go. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. That's cool.
And so then now Emily's in LA visiting her other sister and her mom. So I'm on my own for about 10 days now. Just gonna make my way over to. I want to head to Arkansas next to do some mountain bike riding there in a place I haven't been able to visit yet. And then that's about 5 hours from Caddo Lake in Texas and Louisiana there. So I'm gonna head south there and then pick up Emily right around Caddo Lake, and then we'll spend probably about 2 weeks there.
Cool.
After that, so.
What's your goal there? Just sightseeing stuff, but is there any photography?
No, it's mostly photography related.
About?
Yeah, Caddo Lake is like it's that cypress lake with all the cypress trees and Spanish moss.
Yes.
And we're timing it this time. The first week in November should be peak fall colors of it. So that's why we're doing that. We tried to time it because we went late last year and the cedar trees were all kind of dead. But this should be when they're like all orangey yellow and looking like super dope. So, and we got like up to 2 weeks there if we want to.
Oh, wow. Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah, that'll give you time to really get to know what's going on in that area during that time. Yeah, that'll be cool.
We also
that must be so nice to paddle through those areas.
It's
like it's got to be otherworldly. Like
it really is so peaceful and amazing. Yeah, absolutely love it.
That's cool.
We also got to meet up with Andy Bruner and his wife, and then Ashley, blanking on her last name right now, who's a good friend of his, and Emily knew. Ashley went, another wildlife photographer, was in town hanging out with Andy. So met her for the first time, and we just did like a lunch because Emily and I were shooting this marsh, and we knew like we just wanted to go experience it ourselves and not invite a whole crowd of people there, and you know, like just kind of have, because it's probably going to be our last time in that marsh for, I mean, at least a year or more.
Yeah.
Like for a long time. So we just kind of, we're like, you know what, let's just keep it for us and keep it simple. Which is good because, you know, we would have had even more of a crowd getting kicked out of there.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, that would have been a bad experience for them, too. So probably worked out for the best then.
Yeah, but it was really nice to meet them. Everybody was really nice. So it was nice to meet some other photographers and just catch up and hang out. Yeah, Andy and his wife, Fumiko, were really, really cool and hang out in that area a lot. And I had not met Ashley before, so that was really nice. So yeah, it was a good time. You know, we met some other people and mixed in some stuff. And dude, I was working nonstop, man. It was from like 8 o'clock in the morning to like 9 o'clock at night, just cranking on that course. It was nuts. Ugh. Yeah.
Like you said, it's good to know it's good to know you're at the end or near the end, anyways.
Absolutely, awesome. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, that's my update. 30 minutes in here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this particular morning, I think I was messaging you, and I'm like, dude, I don't think anything's going to work out this week, and I don't think I'm going to get a chance.
I never believe you when you say it.
I know you don't, but I'm like, unlike you, I'm like always looking at the weather and the patterns, and this coming, and that's changed, but I should learn that things are always going to change. But yeah, it just was looking garbage. But this particular, so on one particular day, things shifted. This was one morning, yeah.
Oh, wow. You were shooting 2 lenses.
So, I did, yeah. So I found, like, at this spot, basically what I'm doing is, like, going in with the 500, big lens first, f4, like, you know, just shooting some of that lower light situations.
Gotcha.
And then if conditions are changing or if, like, there's more atmosphere going on, then I'm, like, jumping over to the 1 to 400. So I've got it, like, literally laid right next to me. So I'm just, like, swapping them out.
Oh, cool.
As things are kind of happening and transitioning or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I went to go out, so it was like, took the morning. It was going to be like 0 winds, supposed to be fog. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm just going all in on fog, really just going to, embrace this. So dude, when I left my house, I could tell as soon as I went out, like, I think it was like more than an hour before I left here. And I mean, I could barely see the house across my street. The whole drive all the way out. So I was going to head out to this one particular pond that I was hoping that, like, the tufted ducks and the scops, I'm like, they might be back, might be a little bit early. So I'm like driving the whole way out. I'm like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes away from this spot. I'm like, fog, thick as anything. I'm like thinking of ideas, like certain trees I'm going to use and all this. All of a sudden, no fog, everything cleared, like no clouds in the sky. I'm like, what the hell? And dude, so it's usually the opposite. So where I am, like, it's like a 20-minute, half an hour drive outside. It's always super nice. Like, we'll get, like, you know, beautiful skies, beautiful sunsets or whatever. And then, like, if you go to look at the cameras for in the city area or in that direction, it's like super foggy. They can't see anything. Like, it's just because it's more coastal, right? Like, it's like really there. Anyways, so I'm like, oh crap. I'm like, so this has changed. Now I'm like a little bit panicked because I'm like, okay, time is a bit crunched now because I was like, oh, I'm gonna have all day or all morning to just, like, hit a couple different spots. Anyways, I go to this one particular pond, nothing, not one duck, not a thing. And oddly enough, the pond itself, like, everything is so, I guess because we had so much warm weather, that pond normally when you walk up to it, like, there's no real edge to kind of like lie down on. Like, I typically chest waders on, I'm in with the float pad and whatever. Dude, I could have walked out 15 feet into this pond and it was just like this rocky bed. So I'm like, this is so bizarre. Anyways, I'm like, I don't have time to waste. I'm like, I just gotta pivot. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go to the lake because, like, I'm literally have, like, not a lot of time.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was a good choice in the end.
Looks like it. Because
I ended up with this beautiful mist coming off the lake. So I included this shot. So when I first got there, there was a bunch of ducks out. There's a few, quite a few widgeon there.
Yeah.
But sadly enough, dude, within, like, widgeon have been weird. Like, even last year I struggled with it. And I got a feeling this year I'm going to they're just bouncing from like different spots, and I can't really narrow down. They used to be so reliable in like these 1 or 2 areas I used to go, and now they just seem to be just all over the place. Anyways, so I'd spotted these 1 or 2, or it was probably about 5 or 6 widgeon that were further off. But it was just this beautiful little mist before like the sun actually kind of rose.
Yeah.
So I included like the 2 same shots. So this is like me showing the tree line. Nothing was in the sky. But then, yeah, just a little switch to showing the reflections from above, like to add a bit more interest. Because I kind of found like that first shot was like, nah, it's okay. Like, you know, I think if there was more like cloud formation in it, I probably would have even thrown on the 400, went even wider, showed a little bit more of it. But for me, that foreground reflection just, I don't know, does something a little bit more to the image for me.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's like a little bit more mysterious in a way too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. But then you still go, okay, well, like you can still see like the sky was getting lit up with that warm tone. Like you can tell there's like that tree line was up above. Like you still get the context, I guess.
Yeah,
and a hint of it.
I also think naturally the reflected sky is always a little bit darker than the actual sky, and you can always edit it even a little bit more, so then you can make sort of that fog line like you did here, right? It's like this area in here is actually pretty bright compared to this, whereas this sky is so bright, like your eye is just totally getting pulled up there. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Not in like a horrible way, because it's, you know, it's beautiful color and the tree line's nice, but I don't know, I just find that this sort of zeroes you in on the bird a little bit more when you kind of do that softer thing. Plus it's less in focus and more just mysterious and interesting. So yeah, I'm always a fan of that for sure. Yeah,
definitely. So yeah, so then the morning just became this whole like just, dude, every angle I looked at, there was just like misty fog, and it was like rolling in. So it was like I had the mist on the lake, but then I also had like fog kind of like coming in and out. So the light was just steadily shifting, and yeah, it was just fun. It was incredible. And then with all the fall colors, but sadly, like mallards became the thing because all those widgeon took off. Like, oh, it works. Like, I mean, I'd say on the lake when I first got there might have been like 40 different ducks. Within once, just as the light was starting to hit, I might have been left with like 10 ducks.
Wow.
They just and I just wonder if the conditions where it was so calm, they just felt like they could go other places or something. Maybe. Like, it's weird because I've seen where it's like super, super windy, which means it would be choppy in other places.
Sure.
There's more ducks come. I don't know. Anyway, it's always a fun mystery. But
I love this.
So I was just playing. So, dude, the whole morning, all I was thinking about was you with that morning you had a couple weeks back there. I think you were in Maine. Yeah.
Yep.
And you were talking, and you and I were talking about context, like showing more, like, you know, of the environment, the layers in the background, and not just having just this like, you know, misty backlit plain kind of image. Yep. So yeah, I'm pretty sure for that one I had the 400 on, maybe not, but I was switching back and forth between them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I noticed this too. So you ready? This interesting thing I noticed as I was just kind of perusing these photos before our recording is everything you shot with the 100-400 is at 400. So I'm curious. Yeah. Do you know if you played with any wider on any of those, or it just made sense? Like it was just
they were just so far away. Yeah. So for most part, most of the ducks were further out, which I kind of wanted to anyways, because I wanted that smaller frame showing the environment. But everything above, so what you're seeing there is a tree line. That little bit of a darker is actually fog.
Yep.
That was kind of coming in. And then above that, it just became clear sky. So as soon as I would go anything a bit wider, it was just like, meh, it was just like boring. And then, you know, I did try some, like a couple times, a couple black ducks and mallards came in like, you know, really close for a short bit. And I even tried something like 100, but then everything, because it's so compressed, it's like little tiny fog line, complete empty sky up above. Like there wasn't enough of anything else. But this composition, I had this lined up for a while. I love that the tree line that would come in, disappear, and then this like hint of like, so that's actually like a hill in the background, but I guess where it's like fogged in, it kind of just, So there was a bit of shape to it, and I was waiting forever for this mallard to kind of glide through, and finally he did, so it worked out. But again, it was just all about like showing the contact.
The mallards are a more interesting silhouette than the widgeon anyway. You know, as far as
definitely.
the shape, with the fun little curly tail and everything.
Yeah.
Like a widgeon's about as generic of a duck shape as you can get, and the mallards just add a little something to it with the tail. So for those kinds of shots, it's kind of cool, you know. And then this one, man, like, phew, damn.
Yeah, just it was all about, like, again, the colors, just trying to, you know, we've had an amazing October. Like, there hasn't been crazy wind, but I just feel like I haven't been able to get out, like, a ton of time. We haven't had, like, a lot of mornings where it's been, like, that really nice sunrises or not. So I was just trying everything I could to include some of those, the fall colors for sure.
Which one of these did you like best?
I like the one on the, it's so tough. Yeah. I think because there's like something to me about the light on the left-hand side, because it's like super early, right? So it's like well before sunrise. It's got this, I don't know, there's just this other little tone to it or something that I like, but I do like the curiosity of the mallard looking at you. It's tough. I think overall, probably because like if I was to include everything, quality and this and that, I'd probably go on the right hand side.
Yeah. It's a more punchy image too, right? Like, but the left one is a little bit more like soft and moody in a way there.
It is. Yeah. Because that was like well before any light was kind of coming up. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah. Nice vertical, man.
And again, just kept playing. And I was, just trying to include every bit of like the colors that I could to show off the fall colors.
I love the takeoff. Was this earlier?
Yeah. So what was happening? So as everything was kind of shifting and moving in and out, it became more foggy. Any bit of light was died. And so this is actually a blue-winged teal. Yep. It's the one that's been hanging out there, assuming a female one. And anyways, it went over into this like shadowed area. And I didn't really notice, and I wasn't prepared for this at all. And like I said, I'm bouncing between like what's happening here, where the fall colors are, looking out for anything like small in frame to get all that fog and the hillsides and stuff and the tree line. And then over here, because it's like dark and moody and so as I turned, I spotted it, and I could tell it was like doing like this movement, like, oh, it's going to take off. Yeah, I just grabbed a couple frames just as it went up. I wish I had, like I said, shutter speed wasn't.
I know, like, but I wasn't still, it's sharp at 500, dude. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, it still worked. Yeah. Yeah, I got the whole sequence of it going by. The wings, there's movement, but I love that.
Yeah.
Like I have no issues with that. It's so funny to me how some people are like, oh, the wings, they should be, want them tack sharp. I'm like,
yeah, it's interesting.
There's a sense of movement. I don't know, but it's a personal taste.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then. Yeah, again, like this was, I think that was like the only one widgeon that was left, or maybe that one came in later. And it's the same area where that blue-winged teal took off. So it's just, I like the hints of the trees in the back.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bluish feel to it. So it was
nice. It's always cool. I like I always like when there's a natural lighting that allows you to do kind of a silhouette, but then just see enough details to make up the markings of what species it is. You know what I mean?
Me too.
Yeah. Like I always think that's like just a neat sort of in between kind of thing. When it works out.
I agree.
Yeah, awesome set, dude. Like killer morning.
Yeah, it was a fun morning. It was like I said, it was like perfect morning just to sit there.
How were you
on
the trigger, man?
I'm like I said,
just like way too many photos again, or what? Did you do better?
I got a problem, right? Oh man. Oh, definitely. I think it was like it was 2,000. I have so many shots to go through, but yeah, I think it was around 2,000. But I will admit, and I think what brought the counter up is at one point, because things were kind of flying in and out and there's a lot of like action in that sense, I was trying a lot of in-flight shots, and I was doing stuff at like lower shutter speeds and different stuff. I don't really think, I haven't had a chance to fully look through. But I was trying a bit more like action stuff as well, so I kind of drove it up a little bit. But yeah, these mornings, I don't know, man, waste all the shots.
It's not a problem. It's just funny.
I know.
I love it. It's great when we're so excited to just shoot like that. It really is.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then, damn.
So yeah, this bokeh lens, So this is that TT Artisan, that 250 mil reflect, the one that you convinced me to get, and so many other people.
I know.
I think I'm even now with the crow picture that I posted. Like I'm getting all these messages too, like, what is it? Where did you get it? And I'm like, go get it. It's awesome. So this is just like that same feeder setup, but this was just like, I literally was just sat down at the kitchen table. I'm like, looked over, saw one of the crows sitting there. I'm like, you know what? Go get this lens. Like I've been thinking about it so much. I'm like, just see the conditions. And dude, like, I think for the very limited time I've had, like, this was like more harsher conditions. I mean, you can see how bright the highlight was on him.
It's amazing what that lens does.
Works so, isn't it? And I think
bizarre.
because I wonder if it's because the center is got that, like, it's blocked out in the center of the lens itself. So does that somehow help to cut down on? Because I mean, it would have been a lot of harsh
something to it.
bokeh spot.
I don't know. It's bizarre.
Like, so what I've come to realize, so even after I did the shoot, I'm like, you know what? Like, so it's in my little, like, I've got like a sling bag sometimes if I'm just bringing one lens or whatever. It's so small. I'm keeping this thing in there for sessions where, like, you know, I'm so focused on getting this like epic light that's happening. I want, you know, my 500 or my 1:4. But then once the light gets just a little bit more, where I'm like, okay,
absolutely,
I'm going to switch to this thing and start playing
100%.
with it because, I think it works so well. So this is just that same, like I said, the Japanese maple.
I mean, you got
back,
close to this thing at 250.
So I'm telling you, so the gazebo legs have the, like, you know, like the curtain thing you pull across.
Yes.
So I was taking the curtain and just kind of like pulling it and just peeking the lens around and just wait.
So see, you were actually being the creeper, not us.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
But dude, as soon as you put that thing on and you look through and see like backgrounds,
I know
it just excites me. I'm like, oh my God, these textures. I'm like, okay, something's got to land, right? And it elevates a portrait to me. It gives something. There's something to it that.
Really
I know people.
Go
ahead. No, I was gonna say, to me, I know some people. Oh, it's distracting. That I get it, and I understand. I think if I've never photographed a blue jay before or a crow, I'd be like, yeah, I want something cleaner or something whatever. But once you've done it enough, like, to add that little bit more of an interest into it, like, that to me is not overly distracting. I'm all for it. I can't wait to play with it more. Yeah,
100%.
It's a frustrating.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah. That manual focus.
You got like some of the sharpest images I've ever seen out of it. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Like, that's really good.
The crow one is better.
Look at the
crow one.
Yeah,
little
the
fine
details
detail.
Right there. But again,
that's the only.
It also doesn't really matter with this lens.
Oh, it does.
I feel like who cares if it's not tech sharp?
No, and I think once
as long as it doesn't hurt your eyes, you know.
Yeah, once you've accepted that part, like, I think for me, I've realized looking at it, like, it's just that you're not going to get the fine detail because that's sharp, like you said. Like, you look at it. Now, I got some fine detail in there, but you're not going to get that, like that. You know, the typical shooting at 5.6 sharp, fine details where you can count the feathers. But to me, if the bird itself, the outline part of it, whatever is sharp, it works. Like, it's just, it's supposed to be more of an artistic, artsy kind of image. So I'm stoked to try it out for my waterfowl and stuff because, like, you know, I've been doing that whole like psychedelic kind of project thing. Where I've been doing stuff with the trippy lights and stuff, but I think I can incorporate that same concept with, if I can get the right backgrounds and get some
extend your session.
Waterfowl. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And get some waterfowl with those kind of cool bokeh shapes and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
it's awesome, man. Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. Yeah. Very cool.
And definitely it's dirt cheap. Like, I recommend. I know. Like, if someone's just looking for another thing to play with, like, you know, just something else to try, the excitement and stuff. It's such a cheap lens. So
yeah, definitely.
It's really fun, man.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah, it was good.
Since we had some nice diversity, I know, I think you put this one in. We had a lined up, what would you choose? And I think it was you, right? If you could only photograph one group of birds for the rest of your life, what would it be? Yeah. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
It is. It really is. And like, I almost try to like, easy. So
seabirds.
Yeah,
done.
I think, yeah, I was going to say, I think for you, seabirds. Yeah. But see, the thing is for me, even too, like I think seabirds in my head, because like you just think of all the different colonies that you could go visit, that like how chill they are. But then for me, I'm so connected to waterfowl, but then I know how like tricky they can be at times too and stuff. So it's like, but I think for me it would be waterfowl. Like I think it's just my heart goes. Yeah.
Dude, we gotta get you sometime up to like far north where a lot of the waterfowl that you have photographed and some that you haven't are breeding. Like that is such an experience, you know?
I bet.
Like just such an experience seeing like long-tailed ducks and, you know, like all kinds of other, you know, like eider species and stuff like that up in the far north regions. In that season too. Like it's normally the season where like all your waterfowl's gone. So it's done. So it would be like off season for you. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're connecting back in with the waterfowl and I mean, you would have a blast.
Yeah, I've been thinking about trying to get to BC as well, because there's a guy that I had met not too long ago, and he's moved there, and he's like, dude, the waterfowl, like there's so many species that we do get here, but they're not overly as tame, or there's very few of them, so they're tougher. But he's like, oh man, he's like, to sit there and watch a ruddy duck just like feet in front of you doing the bubbling thing, and I'm like, oh, that'd be so dope to see, right? Like just super chill, but
absolutely.
Yeah, but it's a fun one to think about for sure. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear what other people got to say.
Yeah, like picking one group of birds is pretty tough, you know, because they all have their strengths. I definitely wouldn't do like the songbird warbler thing, just because it's so because it's so the same. I feel like all of it is just the same. True. I feel like there's not much diversity you can do there. I mean, I've tried, you know, you can like play with the wide angle thing a little bit, but it's all, you know, to do that, it has to be so controlled in a way just to be able to get that close to them, or remote setups or any of that kind of stuff. It just doesn't feel like it has the potential for diversity. And so for me, it's an easy one with the seabirds, just because of the habitat, and you can do everything with it, right? It's just like from beautiful portraits, because they're stunning birds, and usually you can get great open light, like because it's in an open area. Plus then you get the crazy cliffs that they all nest on, so the scenery is great for wider angle stuff, and you can get close to them. So I think it kind of incorporates all that stuff. But if I had to go with like if I was in New Jersey, again, put myself back there, and I had to pick one group of birds, boy, I think I'm going, oh man, I was going to say shorebirds. I think I probably would go shorebirds, just because you can play with so much light. But then again, it's just like, I don't know, it's hard to pick any one of them, because they all just feel like they get stagnant after a time. And that's why it's nice having seasonal change and then mixing it up and doing something different.
Oh, definitely. And the thing about it, like with the seabirds, to go back to it, like the more I'm thinking about it too, is like, no matter the weather conditions, like we've shot in the most craziest winds and rain, and it still was like epic, and you come away with excellent images. If it's foggy, if it's sunny, like, you know, besides like super sunny directional light, you know, like everything else just works, right? Like, you know, even with the ducks, for me, it's like, well, if it's super windy and shit, like,
it's tough.
You know what I mean? It kind of makes the conditions not so great. But the seabirds definitely are a fun group to photograph.
Yeah. But I get, like, hypothetically, most people aren't in a place to be able to, you know, get that group all the time. So if you go with one of your more standard, like wading birds, shorebirds, wading birds would be a good one, actually.
It would.
Maybe I would go with that over shorebirds, just because wading birds sort of, I think, more often inhabit different habitats as far as, you know, freshwater lakes, marshes and beaches.
Yeah.
And I know many shorebirds cover that as well, but I think not quite as often. Plus, you can get rookeries where they're in the trees and stuff like that, and they do actually nest around the areas that, even if I was in New Jersey, there's nesting ones there, whereas shorebirds, there's barely any. Most of them go way north. Yeah. So maybe wading birds would be it instead of shorebirds, actually. I think that would be my backup choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
It is a good one. It is a good hypothetical.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. All right. Let's move on to our wildlife photo chat challenge. And just a heads up we're just going to take a break on that for a week or two. There hasn't been a lot of people sharing on that, so we're just going to let it sit for a little bit and then maybe bring it back again. But we did kind of announce some on the previous ones, so previous episodes. So this time around, it was backyard birds. Which was cool. So, Brad, I think you went with this one. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark got a really nice shot here. Yeah, just the colors for me just stand out. So, you know what I mean? Just grab your attention. And then that dove just, sat so perfectly. Placement is excellent. Nothing, even though there's like a lot going on with the branches and stuff, like it doesn't feel too crazy chaotic. It still feels clean. Yep. Right, very, very pleasing image. So yeah, really well done. I don't know what kind of dove that is.
Inca dove.
Oh, Inca dove.
Yeah.
Yeah, never ever heard of it.
Yeah, pretty cool. I guess really more one of the southern species.
Yeah, real nice.
Yeah, I think Mark is in Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yep.
He's actually done some great stuff at Caddo Lake in the past. So I recall that from a year or two prior. Yeah, and how nice to have a redbud tree in your backyard, huh? That's always a great tree.
Right?
Yeah.
Man, get all the warblers in that.
Right? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So nice.
And then I chose this one from Prashant. Really cool backyard bird, Yeah, with the juvenile red-tailed hawk flying through. I love just the wing position, full-on squawking, calling out pose, talons down, nice clean shot. It's just like a nice... Yeah, just a really nice moment from it. And it is really neat when stuff like that ends up in your backyard,
Right? Not every day, or not everyone gets to see one of those in their backyard, that's for sure.
Totally not. No.
I wonder if I'd be curious to know what it was after, or if it was after anything, if it was just
I don't know.
Just taken off, and like if there was something that it was interested in.
Yeah, because they aren't really bird hunters, so they're not going for like your feeder birds and stuff like that in the most cases.
Squirrel,
but,
maybe.
There could be squirrels, chipmunks, rodents, things like that could be in the backyard that it might be going after. And I see it was here in Georgia where I'm at right now, just sweltering.
Nice. Yep.
Dude, I can't escape the heat.
Melting away.
Man, super hot today. Crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That's no fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. But anyway, thanks everybody for go ahead and tagging stuff. We do appreciate it. But
definitely.
Like we said, we've noticed it's just been kind of the same group of people, which we very much appreciate you guys participating and doing that. So we'll give it a break for a little bit and then maybe throw some in here and there, maybe once a month or something like that, just to give more people time to go ahead and submit to it. So
definitely.
That's that. What do you got coming up this week, dude?
Well, it's going to be more. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm really hoping to get out with that bokeh lens. I'm really kind of like focused. Yeah, I'm focused now to try to get some.
Focused on it. Good pun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's going to be my plan. I'm hoping to the fall colors are holding on. It's been windy, today or yesterday and today we had big rain and then a lot of wind, so even our maple tree in the front has lost half its leaves and stuff. But
that's a sad time of year, isn't it?
It is. Yeah,
when everything turns to twigs.
I know certain spots that even heading into November, there's certain bushes and stuff that kind of hold on to their leaves a little bit longer. It takes a little bit of while, so I can still play with some colors.
Nice.
But yeah, the bigger trees, at that lake, I bet you now it's I'd say half of it's probably gone. But it's gonna be more of the ducks. Ducks are gonna be my thing now for the next little while for sure. But yeah, that I'm hooked on that lens now. I'm really wanting to see what I can create and do and have fun with. So,
well, I think, didn't you say in your caption that was your first time shooting the lens since you bought it?
Took it, like literally took it out of the box, put it together. Like,
that's so
first
funny.
time looking through it. So.
Do you think it was like,
yeah, it's just like,
did you just kind of forget about it because it was set aside, or like, did it come up in your mind very often?
Oh, dude, I'm like, you know, I think I put it in the caption of the crow picture that I posted, and I'm so a creature of comfort, like of my routines and my this and that, and you know, like I convince myself, oh, things aren't going to come close enough, or I just don't want to play with that. Like I haven't been out for a week. Conditions are so perfect. Why am I going to play with that lens?
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been meaning to kind of do it, you know, and it's just not been, but you know, I'm so glad now that I did, because it ignited that, you know, fire in me now that I really want to play around with it. And I feel like, you know, I got some duck pictures so far that I'm super happy with, like these moody shots that I got now with the fog and stuff. So I'm like, you know, I'm going to play around with it for a little bit. You know, I've got another week or so, I think, before a lot of the like tufted ducks and stuff will come back. So I'm like, you know what, during this like next week or so, why not like get that lens out, play around with it a bit before my focus shifts on those diving ducks and stuff. And definitely going to play with them as well. Like I'd love to get like a tufted duck in close enough where I can do like a really funky portrait with them. I love that little tuft on their head. So
sure,
it'll be interesting to see.
I would also say,
and I want to try it.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I really want to try it with the urban light stuff. I mean, I know it's like a 5.6 lens, it's manual,
no stabilized.
Like, you know, like I know it's gonna be a nightmare, but I'm like, maybe I'll get lucky.
Yeah.
But I just want to see even just what it looks like. So that'll be a December project.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I was going to say, and I would say my only suggestion would be don't discount shooting things a little bit further away too, because like just playing with different distances really does different stuff to the backgrounds. Like you know, all the two shots you shared today were a good bit closer, so you had a really like large bokeh background. But even the smaller ones can start showing like the shapes of the trees and stuff like that, but they still have like the crazy pattern to it, so that can be kind of interesting, which I assume you'd play with a lot more with waterfowl when you get to that, because they're going to be swimming different distances and things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'll be curious to see what you feel like, or what you kind of come up with the waterfowl stuff, because, you know, I've tried that lens a little bit with like more open areas, like with this, like the marsh and shorebirds and beaches, and it's like, like the open space doesn't feel like, it doesn't do nothing, but I don't know. It's like having trees and a lot of like a lot of stuff in the background seems to make that lens shine a little bit more in my experience. So when it gets too open and clean and too distant, all of a sudden, like I feel like it doesn't show it anymore. If your backgrounds are really far away, they just become so out of focus, you're not seeing much of the texture, and then you're like, well, it's not different enough, so why am I struggling with this stupid lens? I would just shoot 250 millimeter with a 100 or 400 and get a normal sharp shot at that point, right? So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, and I'm glad you bring that up, because it was kind of my thought process, because I've got a couple areas where like the background's a little bit closer, and I find sometimes with just like a regular shot, it's like, it's not enough. Like it can kind of be a little bit. I'm wondering if this will help
totally
make it more interesting, not so messy looking and such. So that's my hope anyways. Like I think maybe this Sunday, if not Monday, I might get a chance to try it out there. So yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, I'm excited to play with it. This is different than what I've gotten. So I think I've done so much duck.
I think there's such an interesting lesson in all of that too, you know, and I know it's easier for me to say and easier for me to feel this because I get to shoot so much and in so many different places. So I totally understand that's a caveat that I'll share this next thought with. But I do feel like even for somebody that doesn't get to do that as often, if you can get the mindset of it's okay if I don't get all my standard shots when you go on an outing, like for this example, right? Like I knew we were only going in the marsh twice. The first time I took a 50 millimeter, and then the second time I took a 50 millimeter, even knowing that it wasn't the best choice the first day. And it's just like, I go into it knowing like, well, you know what, if nothing comes close, then that's okay. Like, I'm just going to do what I can with it. And I feel like, you know, for somebody with our level of experience, you're always going to get something. Like, you can always pull something out of it usually. You know, like, I'm not picking such a bizarre, like, I'm not going to go walking in the marsh with a 10 millimeter. I know even when the birds are the friendliest, they're not coming that close, you know? So I'm not picking something that's completely absurd where the odds are so slim that, you know, there's almost no chance. I'm picking something that I know the bird's got to get a little bit closer, or, you know, if you're picking that manual focus lens, it's like only certain shots are going to work. I can't really shoot action. It's going to limit me. But if I can go in with the mindset of, that's totally okay. I know you just got to accept that you're going to be recognizing a bunch of shots that you would get otherwise and just be cool with that. I think it's such a nice mindset to go in and just be like, you know what, it's okay if I walk away with like just one or two kind of okay shots or maybe even none, just to try something different. Because when it does randomly work out, when you do take that oddball lens or the non-standard focal length in, and then things do happen to just line up and cooperate, well, you walk away with images like you just got in your backyard there where you're just like, wow, holy crap, like that was so different. I'm so glad I tried it. And if we get stuck in the, oh, I'm going to miss some shots all the time, you're never going to give yourself the chance to try that stuff and never give yourself the opportunity to try these different things to see the potential in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. And it's a struggle I've had for forever, just, you know, because I'll always justify it to myself that like, okay, well, you know, like I said, you haven't been out for a week or 2 weeks, and then like this is the only day that it looks like it's going to be nice for like the next 2 weeks. So, you know, to do that gamble, but I agree with you 100%. Is like, so then you're going to end up, you know, in many cases coming away with shots you probably already have or very similar, or, you know, you get then you wonder why you're stagnant because, you know what I mean? Like you're coming back with the same stuff. So you're not doing anything different. It's certainly a gamble. And I agree. It's one worth taking. And I won't be you know, I certainly won't sit here and be like, yeah, I always do. I take gamble.
Sure.
I'm not. Like I'm definitely, but you know, when I do, I'm always very thankful that I have, and there's always a learning thing. Even if I don't come away with a shot, I learned something about it. You know, like even with that lens, playing around, I got shots, but it was like learning about like, hey, where, you know, I get ready pre-focus because you know, like, or little tweaks I'm making and, you know, with the focus part and stuff. So it's like you're always going to learn something about that new gear that you're testing out or a new concept that you're trying, whether it fails completely, you're always going to learn something.
And even if you're somebody that's only getting out that like once a week, right? Which I think are a lot of people. Like you get maybe one morning on a weekend because, you know, that's your only days off from work and the timing works out and you got a family and all this stuff. Like I get that, right? But what's the big deal? Like, so what? You go try something completely different one week and it doesn't work out at all. Let's say it's a complete failure. You just take your normal lens back to the same spot the next week. And then you're shooting the regular stuff again. Like it's one week, it's one outing. Like it's not the end of the world. But what happens if it does work out? Well, now all of a sudden you have something else you can try, something that might excite you, something that maybe even lets you think about your normal photography, using your standard stuff in a different way, right? It just can open your eyes and expand your horizons, you know, and just let you think about it and see all this a little bit differently. And I think that's a win, even if you didn't get a single successful shot in one of those outings, you know? Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
really good
So
point.
get out there, people.
Yeah, definitely.
Take those stupid lenses.
Exactly.
But I again, you know, and I do just want to clarify, I get that it's easy for me to say that, right? Because I just get to shoot all the time and whenever I want. And, you know, like it is certainly easier for me to say it because I recognize when I look back at when I was based in New Jersey, it was a lot harder for me to do that. But I just feel like I want to push people now because I have had the experience of experimenting with all this stuff a little bit more, of just understanding like how good it feels to try some of that stuff and just be okay with an outing not producing, you know, like a crazy amount of results every single time.
Yeah. I agree. Definitely.
I'm gonna be trying to wrap up like at least the majority of this course and get everything uploaded and all that in the next couple days, and then I'm hoping to have a little bit more time for some photography myself along the way. I haven't seen fall colors anywhere yet, dude. Like I've just been keeping south, nowhere. When we were in the mountains doing the mountain biking, there was like, it was starting to change a little bit there. So you'd see occasional color here and there that was nice.
Okay.
But I wasn't doing any photography then. And down here right now, it might as well, it looks like summer, you know, like where I'm at right now in Georgia. Yeah. So
still a little warm weather.
It'll catch up somewhere. Dude, it's going to be, I mean, let's see. So it's 80 degrees today. So 80 Fahrenheit. So 26 today. Celsius.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're getting like these, like still these warm bouts. Like even today, I'm like fan on in the office, sitting in with my shorts, like no heater on. Like it's still warm weather.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. Like this October's been definitely a little bit warmer, a little bit different. Yeah. Things are changing, man.
Oh, hey, real quick, just before we wrap up, since we kind of did a fast episode, we're not doing a topic. Did you get a look at Wildlife Photographer of the Year winners?
I glanced at it and I cried at how bad my photography is compared to everyone else's in there. Dude, it's like, I mean, it's the pinnacle for a reason. Like it's the biggest contest out there, and it's just clearly like it's just, you know, it's the people that win these for the most part, like you just see everything that encompasses like the perfect like wildlife photographers, the field craft, the camera knowledge, like everything, the knowledge about the species, like it all comes together in these shots. Like when you see them, it's just 99% of the shots are just like holy crap, like just mind-blowing stuff. Really, really, really cool.
It's
I must say.
It is still interesting. I've been so busy, I haven't had much time to look at it. I only glanced and I only looked through some of it on my phone. So I really need to sit down at the computer and actually look at these images large to appreciate them. Because I got to say, trying to look through these winners on your phone is just like, I feel like, what am I doing? It's such a waste. And I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if most people are looking at them that way. You know? I bet you more people look at it on a phone than they do on a computer, like a bigger screen.
Oh, definitely.
You know?
Sadly.
Which is so sad. It is. So,
it is.
You know, for anybody that hasn't looked at it, or even if you have and you didn't do it on a bigger screen, if you got a bigger tablet or computer, please go look at them on that.
Oh, definitely.
But it's still funny to me, dude. Even I agree. That's like the pinnacle, you know, even there, there's still images where you're just like scratching your head. Like, what?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's always
like,
a couple.
Just like, what? There was one. Yeah. And, you know, we called out other contests specifically, but there was one, and I'm pretty sure it placed, or I forget what level it placed, in the bird portrait
I'm going to be
category.
Curious. Oh, okay.
And it was it was like a long exposure, like blurred owl. I think it was an eagle owl. And like, you couldn't even tell it was a bird. I was just like, I don't get it. It didn't compute. No. Yeah. I don't want to take a bunch of time and like scroll through here to take. No. I'll send you the link and I'll share it in the show notes here for anybody. But I mean, it was it's cool colors. It's neat. I think I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it was in one of the, like in the bird portrait category. And it was just like a head scratcher to me, because I'm like, if you showed it to anybody out of the context of that contest, even if it was in like a more abstract or experimental category, you'd just be like, where's the wildlife? You know? You just wouldn't connect it with wildlife. And so I'm like, how is that getting chosen by judges? It's just like some of it is so head scratchy. You know what I mean? And again, we're not trying to knock the photos, like whatever. Obviously there was something. No. I mean, multiple judges saw something in it, but it's just from our perspective, you just sit there and you're just like, I can't connect the dots here, you know?
No.
And then there's always like, even at that level, there's a handful of photos that where you go through, you're like, what? Because like most of them, you're like, whoa, you know?
You're even wondering like how the heck they took it, or
it just shows you the nature of contests, you know? It absolutely
does. Definitely. Because I think there was even another shot. I'm pretty sure it was in because I like you, I quickly went through. I didn't have a chance. I did look at it on my big screen. But I think there was like a seal. It was just the seal's head. Just peeking out of the ocean, and it was just like straight line, ocean texture, empty
Super
sky.
basic.
I was just like, wait a minute, what? How did that sneak? Like, wait a minute, okay, something was wrong here. Like, just looked like a very generic, very basic. Again, maybe it was in like these but it wasn't even like, it wasn't anything done creatively with their camera or anything that I could tell. I don't know. Maybe I need to look at the image more, the description of it, and what's behind it all. But it just looks so generic. Like you said, you know, then you look at the one that won the hyena, like with this like abandoned building that like took forever and all this planning, and you know, it's got this mystery to it and this eerie feeling that's just like, okay. Yeah, contests are
maybe we can make this a topic for next week. But did you you submitted to Bird Photographer of the Year again?
I'm in the process. Yeah, I've got like, most of my images kind of pulled.
Do you know
I'm going
when the
through
deadline
that
is on
culling and editing. It's in December, I think.
Okay,
like
cool. So there's time.
Beginning of December. Yep.
Perfect. Maybe our next episode, because I think somebody even suggested this as a topic of, you know, we've talked about these contests a lot, and we talked about kind of like what's it like looking at the winners and stuff like that. But I think somebody asked, whether it was a direct, you know, topic suggestion or just a comment, whatever, for us to like share a little bit more of the thinking process about deciding. And obviously I don't want you to show your images, you know what I mean? But maybe you can show like some stuff that's adjacent to it or similar, and we can kind of talk about what we've done. And in fact, you know what we can do? We can show our past choices that we've submitted, and then talk about why we chose them. Because I think that's what they were asking. They were like, can you talk and share a little bit more about what you're choosing and why you're choosing it? What's your thinking behind it? Not that we're like experts in winning left and right over here at all, but we can share our thinking behind it and share our photos. So I'd be happy to share like the collections from the past contests that I've tried to submit and why I chose some of them. And even when I look through them again now, I might go, what the hell did I submit that for? Like, have you done that?
Yeah. What was I think? Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I think for me too, like, and I'm finding even this year, it's weird. And you and I've talked about this, like, you know, we can go into it a bit more, like, you know, you're holding off and, you know, collecting more and blah, blah, blah. Like, I find almost every year I'll have, you know, maybe half the images that I submit that I'm like, okay, like, these were like
really proud,
you know, my best shots. Like, I'm super proud of these. Like, you know, these have the elements that I'm looking for. And then the other ones, I'm like, yeah, just filling in blanks, or like, you know what I mean? Just like filler ones. And I'm like, I like this shot, but you know, it's missing one or two elements, or, you know, I connect to it, but chances are probably they're not going to, but whatever. I'm just gonna, you know, 'cause to me, I think now, like with Bird Photographer of the Year, you have to get 25 entries, like when you buy it now, like there's no,
you don't have to submit that many, but
you
you're
don't
paying
have
for that.
to submit.
It's
exactly.
like, why not?
So that's my point, because dude, just like we just talked about, sometimes images get through and your head scratching, so you might as well just fill them all.
Might
like,
be one of yours.
Whatever. Might be one of yours. Like,
and then you can be like, I can't believe that one.
Right. Yeah,
I won't even feel good about it. No, it would still be a good feeling. I think that'd be a fun topic.
That'd be cool. Definitely. Yeah.
So
I'm all for it.
Tune in next week when that will be our topic. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Like a good one to me.
All right. Awesome. Good catching up, dude.
Yeah, it was good talking to you, man.
Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate it. See you next week.
Take care, everyone.